All right, Bob the Cigar Guy here, Travelers Rest, South Carolina, and I think I titled this video Tariff Terror and Inflation Devestation, Nica Rustica Adobe. Okay, so Bob, you're telling me that this cigar from Drew Estate is going to be a tariff terror and an inflation devastator? No, no. What I'm saying is, I gotta light this thing, pay attention. But what I'm saying is that everybody's worried, and we may rightly so be worried about the inflation going on. Prices of eggs, yeah, it's going down, but it's not, and this and that, and housing markets, and lions and tigers and bears. And then there's the tariff is up, the tariff is down, the tariff is going round and round, and everybody's just soiling their undershorts. And here we are, just trying to be cigar smokers, right? This thing right here, let me look at my notes. This is the Nica Rustica Adobe with a Habano wrapper, Brazilian binder, and Nicaraguan fillers from Esteli and Jalapa. This right here, don't make me think of no tariffs, no taxes, no inflation, no Senate, no Congress, no this and no that and no. It just lets me relax. I need this. Not because I'm addicted to the cigar. I'm just, I guess, addicted to the moment. Because life is crazy, right? We need this. But in times of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not insecurity, but unbalance of you don't know what's going to happen possibly. You kind of want to save and pinch up your money because if things get expensive, you better have some money, right? So you start saving and putting back things you usually spent money on. Maybe going with generic food, not name brand food. Maybe not taking a little trip here or there, or not buying that Starbucks coffee for oodles of dollars. Then after all that's done, you're like, well, I like smoking cigars, but I can't afford, or I can afford, but I don't know if I'll be able to afford. So I gotta minimize and save up a little bit. And so I'll go from smoking 3, 4 cigars a week to maybe one, or I'll quit buying my mid shelf, top shelf cigars and buy a bundle. But I don't like those. So why am I really smoking? And there goes your piece. There goes your moment. There goes that time that you deserve. Self care is not selfish. Well, this thing right here saves the day. There are others in the industry, but this is the one I'm talking about. Great flavors, great tobacco, great construction. Great price, right? So you still get that middle shelf top middle shelf top shelf experience with a solid blending of flavors. A little spicy, a little mineral, a little turned earth, a little cedar, a little barrel char, a little oakiness. Be a stretch for leathers, but there's some dark espresso, some burnt espresso in the background. Finish is great. It doesn't leave you wanting to get something to drink. Good size, right? That'll smoke regular person 45 minutes to an hour, right? Good heft to it, good draw, solid construction. Price at a point to where you could have good quality cigars at a less rate. Now, I'm not trying to sell you a Yugo and call it a Bugatti. This is not a Yugo. Cigars are not Bugattis. If you pull out your favorite Liga and then you smoke this, you probably would rather choose the Liga. I'll say that. I'm not saying not to smoke great cigars, but what I am saying is if you choose to find yourself in a position where you need to have the belief that you need to cut back on your spending on cigars, I believe that this could be one of those things that causes much less pain and discomfort by having to do that. By purchasing the Nica Rustica Adobe, you will be able to have a good quality smoking experience at a price point where you can keep smoking the quantities that you do now. And also, stress. This world is filling up with more stress again. Can you feel it? I can. You're friendly. You're going to have friends wanting to hang out with you. And they're going to be stressed. And if they're above the age of where you're allowed to consume adult products, might you offer them a cigar? Say, hey, let me show you what helps me. My family helps me first. My faith helps me. But this fills in those cracks. Smoking a little cigar. So let's fire one up and talk a little bit. Let's hang out and take a moment, shall we? You're able to give them one of these without worrying about are they going to smoke it or pitch it or hate it. And then I'm stuck deciding whether I want to smoke behind somebody because I just spent good money on that cigar. Or, okay, I'm allowing them to experiencing it, and if they don't like it, then it's not as big of an issue. But with all that said, I will tell you, Chief and I, both of us, enjoy this cigar on a regular basis. When we have it in our humidor, we will reach around and we will grab these. Usually we will do that when we are prepping for the show, whether we are working in building a project in the shop, working in the yard, doing something like that. This would be a cigar that is hardy, that's rugged, that is easy to smoke, and at a price point where you don't feel bad if you have to stop what you're doing and stop smoking to get things done. So I gotta say, I highly recommend, if you have a space in your life like that, filling it with the Nica Rustica Adobe. Well, that came out pretty good. I got to write that down. All right. It writes itself. It's that dang good. I'll see you later. Later, Tater.